Hey, everybody. Thanks for coming through. I'm coming here with a quick recap on the Real Housewives of Atlanta. This is season 14 for them, and this was episode 2. So I want to say, what do they call it again? All about the gaslighting express, because Ralph Pittman, what's the name? Drew's husband is a hot mess. But before I get into Drew and her husband, let's start out where we open up with the new girl. Are y'all liking the new girl? Hi, everybody. Thanks for coming through. I really do appreciate it. I love seeing y'all here. So thank you so much for stopping by. And thank you there, liking my intro. Thank you so much. I like that. So I'm liking the new girl. I'm liking Sanya so far. And what I really love about her is I think the best way you can help your family sometimes is like she wants her whole family in Atlanta with her, right? So now she said there's 9 people living in her home. And I will tell you this, guys, that is not easy. I don't care how big or small your house is, to be in the house with your mom, your dad, your husband, your kid, then your sister and your sister's husband, and then their kids. That's a lot of people. But I have a lot of respect for the family unions when they can come together like that and just, help each other build and help each other when you move to a new area, because life can be expensive. So they're with her trying to see if they're going to like it in Atlanta and perhaps move to Atlanta. So I really do like that. Yeah, Charm CC, that's a lot of people. D Cover Girl, you said, I don't know if I could do that. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not sure if I could do that either. But you know what? I take that back. I'm not telling the truth here. Let me tell you really quickly how when I'm originally from New York, when my family moved to Jersey, when my mom moved to Jersey, and my house is not big at all. Like I have a 2-bedroom, 1.5 bath home. I have a basement. I don't have a driveway. I have a parking space in front of my home. But in my mother's home is kind of similar, and she doesn't live that far from me. But when my mother bought her home, I have 2 sisters and 1 brother. So we all stayed with my mom until we was able to go purchase our own home. So I did do it. It is not easy. And especially because in my mother's house is literally a duplicate of mine, even though we don't live in the same area. But she had 1 bathroom, 1.5 bathrooms, and we all had to share that bathroom. And you got to literally do bathroom time when it's time to shower and wash up in the morning. So it's difficult, but at least with Sanya, they have a bigger space. So I'm saying, I don't know if I could do it, but I actually did do it. So I'm not, I had to remind myself there. And because coming up with a down payment for a home and stuff like that, it's a lot of money. It's a lot of money. So that's why I think I commend her on that for being able to do it. And listen, I commend her husband. Hey, everybody, thanks for stopping through. I commend her husband because it's not easy to, is you want to be with you and your wife and your kid. but you're not only with you and your wife, your kid, you're with her mom, her dad. But he did say that pretty much he gets along with her parents well, because I believe they met in college. So they've known each other for a long time. So I think I'm loving her. Y'all gotta let me know how you're feeling about Sanya so far. So I guess now, so far, Sheree and Kenya, they're going to be friends. You know what? Sheree's house, we got to give it to her. And no matter how much money Sheree has or does not have, that house is everything. Her house is amazing to me. It could be in one of those magazines, Better Home and Gardens or something like that. Sheree got an eye for fashion, or at least she has an eye for decorating. Her house is absolutely gorgeous. Yes, the chateau is beautiful. I love it. And the basement is really cute and amazing also. Hey, girlfriends, thank you so much. Everybody, please do hit that like button. Thank you for coming through. So yes, Sheree's house is absolutely amazing. And for we're supposed to be seeing this season She by Sheree. I can't wait to actually see it and see it get launched and see what kind of joggers and sweatsuits she has, because I'm telling you what, that house, I absolutely love it. And Kenya's looking good too. When Kenya came over to her house, she looked really nice. I love the way that Kenya was dressed. So these two, I guess, are friends this season. And I will say this too about Sheree. Sheree seems like she hasn't changed a bit, because Sheree is still carrying the bones. And again, what I like about Sheree, I see that her mother is living with her. And listen, this is no shade to the daughter, but Sheree actually looks a little bit younger than her daughter. Sheree looks really, really good, because I want to say the daughter is in her 30s, she said, but Sheree looks amazing. The home is beautiful, and hopefully she's satisfied and feels accomplished. Yes, yes. I think her home, I would love to live in that home. I think it's absolutely gorgeous. A dog is huge, but he's a cutie pie. So Kenya and Sheree was over chatting. And we find out, to kind of summarize their chat, that Sheree still has issues, I think, with some funds. It's rumored from Drew that Sheree owes the assistant money. We're going to see how that turns out. I don't think it's going to turn out well, but we'll see. It's coming up in the next episode. But I'm not Kenya. What is her name? Marlo was saying that Kenya, when she first came to Atlanta, that she had to rent her Range Rover from Lisa Ray. So that's going to be a story that's going to continue to develop. And they also dragged Sanya into this whole gossiping debacle. Yes, Sheree did good on that home. She most certainly did. Charm CC. I agree. I love her home. So the scene between Kenya and Sheree was pretty, it was just chit chatting. And we're going to see how that pans out when Sheree actually talks to Drew about this whole assistant and her, owing money. Yeah, DZ cover girl. So far, it's the best house on RHOA. I will agree it's the best house on RHOA, even over Candy's. Because did you see how they still didn't even, as much money as Candy has, and they still didn't do anything with that swimming pool area and all that junk that was down there? Come on now, Candy, she can do better than that. But we'll get to Candy in them in a minute. So Drew and her family. Drew actually has a beautiful family, but I think Drew might be steamrolling a little bit too fast also. I didn't know that person that was in her house last episode to do the menu for Drop It with Drew was her actual chef. I hope that Drew can actually afford this chef. I hope she's not, going in over her head. But Drew was speaking to her husband, Ralph, about this assistant that he said is 50. When he was born, the assistant was already 12. And what I did not like is the fact that he said, I fired her, but I'm still talking to her. Listen, Ralph is a whole problem in and of itself. God bless Drew. Someone told me, I think last week, that they felt like Drew, this was a made up storyline. How do you feel about that? I really do not feel that this is a made up storyline. I feel that Drew emotions are 100% real. I'm not feeling Ralph. He's messy. I think he's reading. If you watch Love and Marriage Huntsville, I think that Ralph is reading the same playbook as Marceau. Um, it's messy. I don't like him. Drew, um, I'm not sure, but he is Mr. Gaslighter. He is the king of gaslighting. Yes, he is. And Drew and Ralph is a constant cringe. Um, I think not more Drew, more Ralph for me is a constant cringe than Drew. I mean, I can't take Ralph. I think he's too much. He's so smug. He's condescending, in my opinion. Like, oh, when he said, I said I fired her. I didn't say I stopped talking to her. So if she's no longer your assistant and you fired her, what would be your need or your reason to continue to talk to her? That's what I was not getting. So Gail, you said I still feel it's fake, Diva. If not, she is a better woman than me. It would be over at that point. But you want to know what something, Gail? How is she any different if you watch Love and Marriage Huntsville? How is she any different than Tisa? Both of them seem to have a high tolerance for the BS from their men. And listen, I do understand that it's for better or for worse, but I mean, good gosh, what else do y'all need? The Drew character and husband sounds and appears not authentic. They come across as scripted. I mean, I'm telling you, I really bought into the fact that first season that the whole Florida thing was made up. But I don't know. Right now, I'm feeling like this is really him. He's arrogant. He's gaslights her. Hey, thanks for stopping by. Nothing that comes out of Ralph's mouth makes sense. Nothing at all. He is so messy with his mouth. And my thing is, you're not going to continue to talk to the assistant. Okay, you fired her. What is your need to have a conversation with her if she is no longer working for you? That's why I thought that was just so messy. So what else did happen? Oh, you know what I love? I absolutely love Marlo with her nephews. That is another thing that I think is amazing. No matter what you think or can say about Marlo, somebody wrote, Tisa is dumb as a box of rocks. Oh my goodness. And Ralph does way too much, way, way, way too much. He's over the top. But what I like about Marlo and the fact that she is taking care of her nephews, I think that's amazing. I will commend her for that from the beginning to the end. Listen, sometimes you have family members that, they turned down a wrong road, and it is always better whenever possible that if they have children and you can take those children in, give them a good life so that they don't have to go into the foster system. And I will say her nephew seems like they're well mannered, well behaved. They just seem like good boys. And I really hope Atlanta lasts so we get to see them grow up to become men and graduate from high school and go to college. I commend Marlo for what she's doing with the boys. Marlo needs to stop pointing out that she's giving her nephews a better life than what they had. Yeah, maybe she's running her mouth too much. But I think what Marlo is trying to say is that they were in a bad situation and she helped them out. I guess she doesn't have to keep pointing it out, but I just feel like she's doing an amazing job, and I really, really do commend her. And I think the nephews are extremely happy. And I think it was her sister. And if I'm not mistaken, I can't remember. Did her sister was dealing with mental illness, or was her sister dealing with a substance abuse? I'm not sure which one, but I do commend her because I think it's amazing that she is doing this for her nephews. And I think, like she said, they're never going to forget her, because Marlo said that, she was in the system. So since she knew what it was like, she didn't want her nephews to go through it. And I commend her on that. Now, sure. Oh yeah, and I said Sheree lives with her mom. Like her mom, well, Sheree mom lives with her, and I think that's really nice. So before I get to the whole Drew and Ralph situation, Todd and Kandi, let's talk about this apartment in Jersey. Let's talk about how the house that they live in, their marital home, doesn't have his name on it. Now, I think we will all be up. Okay, so wait, girlfriends, you said she was arrested and the boys called Marlo. She did not go. You know what? I do remember that. I do remember that. It was heart wrenching. I do remember that. She didn't go into details. Yeah. So, Kandi and Todd. Now, the thing is, I like Kandi and Todd's relationship. I do think they're a little on oh, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate you coming through. I do think that Todd and Kandi are on a little bit of a shaky ground. And the reason why I say that is, one, I don't like the fact that their marital home, Todd's name is not on it. I don't know how y'all feel about that, but I'm not liking it. I think that when you, no matter if you're the man or the female in the relationship, if you don't trust your partner, or if you don't make your partner feel, I'm trying to think of the words, like an equal partner in the relationship, you always kind of leave the door open for something to happen. And this is just my opinion. If it would reverse, where it was the female who married a rich guy and that female's name wasn't on their marital home, the female would feel some kind of way. So I think that Kandi constantly punks Todd. I don't think that's how you should do your husband. I think the only reason why Todd, is hanging on to this. Hey, thank you, Crazy K. Thank you for the super sticker. Truly appreciate it. Thank you. So I think that the only reason why Todd is hanging on to this apartment or condo, whatever it is that he has in Jersey that he used to share with an ex, but he now owns, is to have something in his name. I think that Kandi, yeah, right, sweet Capricorn, she punks him. He will walk away eventually. I'm feeling that way. I don't like the fact that his name is not on their marital home. That I feel like she constantly dangles the fact that this is her money for the most part. So Kandi purchased that house before she met Todd. He needs to get that apartment in New Jersey together. They're producing a lot of plays in New York. Yeah, well, but did you hear a gal say that that particular play, when they was filming this episode, she was kind of producing it. His name wasn't on it. And she felt like, he wasn't being supportive because it wasn't a gig between him and her. It was just her gig. And then they do a lot of stuff separate, right? But I think it's because they're kind of like, doing a little tit for tat thing. So he said, you're going away for months, working and doing your projects. So if I want to go away every now and then, what's the big deal? Exactly. Why is his name not on the deed? I totally agree with you. I don't like that. For me, a married couple, listen, we're going to share. They have a new deal, Todd and her, this time. Okay, that's good. I think that's a good thing. But I also think too, because they have two young kids, right? I think both of them, they're at least under 6, right? I mean, beautiful kids. Hey, Michelle, thanks for stopping by from Philly. They have two young kids, and I get it. I think, it's a hard thing when you're a parent, right? It's like work, it's like family life, and you got to find some balance. And I think with them having the two young kids, they do a lot. They have the 2 restaurants, or do they have 3? They have all of the plays that they're doing. They're doing the show Kandi and the Gang. Kandi has her own podcast. I do agree. Listen, make your money, get your money. But I think at some point you got to figure out, okay, what do I leave on the table and not do, knowing that I have this family? People constantly put Todd down because he isn't a millionaire. Kandi met him as a producer. He had to be making no less than 100K or more. Kandi deserves someone like Block. Her attitude is much like her mom. She does have an attitude like her mom. I totally agree with you. She knew what he was making when she met him, and she wanted to get married. But I'm gonna tell you this, Manel and Poppin, I will say this. I think she punked him from the beginning because the fact that he had to sign that prenup on TV and that wasn't even good enough for her. She still had the prenup, him recorded signing the prenup. Todd is better than me. She had him doing the most. And again, I thought it was just her punking him and degrading him. It's like, listen, if you want to marry someone that you know up front doesn't have that much money and you know you are worth and make way more, then do that. But don't do it and, kind of humiliate them or try to make them make or live up to that same cash that you're making, because it's not, I can't say it won't ever happen, but it's kind of difficult for that person to get to that particular level. I think that's the same thing that kind of happened, but what is her name that they want to come back? Phaedra and Apollo. I think when Phaedra, she knew that Apollo, he was an ex-felon, he got out of jail. It was but so much money that he was going to make, and it was like she wanted him to be equally yoked with her in terms of the finances. And listen, he's a big boy, so I'm not going to blame his criminal activities on her, but it was like, what was she expecting from this man, right? I think that was pressure from her mom, from Mama Joyce. Mama Joyce definitely has a huge, major influence over Kandi. And listen, love your mama, do for your mama, but her mother, even the way her mother initially disrespected Todd, I think was a bit much. But hey, listen, Todd loves her. He's here for it. We're going to see how this plays out. She didn't seem to be too happy about this apartment in New York. She talking about because he lived there with his ex, but he's married to you now. What is the big deal? Who cares, what that apartment was or wasn't before y'all got together? The woman is out of the picture. You're married to him now. What is the big deal? And then Todd, he get a little slick out his mouth too, because Todd was like, yeah, that Kandi didn't even change the sheets or flip the mattress or something crazy. He said something crazy about Kandi, because he knew, because Kandi had that house before him. He said something crazy about Kandi not even changing anything out before he moved in. Exactly. Her mother and aunts are horrible. I mean, his mother passed and they continue to degrade him. I thought that was dreadful. They sure did. They seem to have lightened up now, if you notice that. I guess, when I watched Kandi in the Game, and Kandi in the Game, actually, it turned out to be a pretty good show. I don't know if y'all watched that. I didn't cover it on my channel much, but I did watch. I think it turned out, it did pick up. I mean, it's not, so much like rah, 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 but it did pick up and I did end up enjoying it. So let's close this out and talk about Ralph, his, let me see, what did you say here? Diva, I was shocked when he said she did not flip the mattress. Yeah, he was mean. He could be a little messy with his mouth. He could definitely be a messy with his mouth. So wait, before I close out with Ralph and Drew, the guys met. Okay, so now the new guys is hey. Let me see. Let me make sure I add you right here, Smoke.
Hey, boo.
Hey, how are you? You know what? Why would I add? This happened to Sebastian too. Why won't it add you? Why doesn't it bring you up? Why is it just adding
Just
I
the
don't know.
audio.
Yeah, just the audio.
I don't know about the StreamYard. I just join it and support people. I don't know how it works.
Okay, well, listen, I'll leave you like that. We hear your voice. It's just so crazy that it doesn't bring you up. I got to see, maybe one of my settings changed or something like that, but I won't mess with it now because I don't want to kick you out. But did you watch last night?
Yeah, I watched last night's episode this morning while I was working, and I like it so far. I like this season. It's off to, I think, a balanced pace. There's not too much drama. Nothing too crazy is happening. I am loving that Sheree finally finished the chateau after 10
Isn't
years.
it gorgeous?
It is gorgeous. I love the basement. Like I could see myself like hanging out there if I was living there with her. So no matter how long it takes you to reach your goal, you just go after and do it. So
Hey,
Sheree did that.
she did it.
She did it. And I really, honestly, I'm really loving Sanya Richards Ross. I think she was a great addition. And I wasn't sure to begin because I was like, I don't know. She's an Olympic medalist. She may not be with the rah, 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 the foolishness, but I think she may be able to tussle with the girls and she might give them all a run for their money if they try her, especially her being from Jamaica. And I have Jamaican friends. I'm like, yeah, they got fire with that mouth. So don't try them.
I love her. I love the fact that her family is living with her. I
Absolutely.
love the mom. I love the dad. I like the sister. I like her husband. You know what? Her husband, he got to be special because, you know, I get supporting the family, but letting your whole family live up in our house and we can't even really have no private moments because at any given time, somebody's always going to be around. That's
Yeah.
a really nice thing to do.
Yeah, but I think that's common. I'll say specifically for immigrants. My family's from West Africa. Like we all used to live like either close to each other or live in the same apartment. So I think it might be a cultural thing from people who are from like POC countries. So like that,
Uh-huh.
so that's a norm. And even when her mom was starting an argument over beef patties, like that is such a thing. Where moms just feel like you can't try them about any little thing. But
Right.
oh, I didn't want to interrupt because I know you're about to get to Ralph and Drew because whew,
Ooh, well, let's
ooh,
talk about Ralph and Drew. So
mm,
the thing, I thought it was a very nice dresser. First of all, I will say this: I think Drew is beautiful, right? But I think she struggles with the fashion,
mm-hmm.
and there are moments where you're like, Drew looks a mess. I did not like her confessional look, like at all. I think it was horrific. But I think when she went out for the dinner that he planned for them, she
Yeah.
looked absolutely beautiful. She was amazing. I
Diva,
mean,
tell
that
the
dress.
truth. That dress was very Dancing with the Stars like ish. Like she's
Well,
about to
you
cha
know
cha
what?
cha.
It was, but you know what? And I thought it was a little too short because I'm like, wait a minute, did we just see part of her butt? But I thought it was way too short. But I mean, but she, you know what? I guess she looked nice. Like her face looked
Yeah.
nice, but
Her
that
hair.
confessional look is a struggle. Yes, her hair looked nice, right? So I thought it was a nice gesture, but he it's something about him that just stabs me the wrong way. So I do think though that she every single moment she's trying to talk about their problems, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I will say this, I think there's a time and a place for everything. And that was a night of him trying, and literally just the previous scene, you're trying to discuss this assistant. Okay, so give it a break one night, go to counseling, and although I don't think it was the right moment to do it, I do think he just handled it the wrong way. And I think the reason why I'm really feeling like this is real, I feel like those tears she had was real.
Mm-hmm.
Um, he's very harsh because he was like, that's why I don't want to do nothing for you. He was too much. You talk to me. What do you think?
I mean, for me, I feel like the reason why Drew probably brings up their marital issues in front of the cameras is probably the only time that he can't run away from her to
Mm,
discuss it. So I agree with you. Like, yes, there's a time and place for couples conversation, but I feel like maybe she doesn't feel safe enough or can't really get a word in when the cameras are off. So I feel like that's probably the reason why she does that. But with Ralph, who he just rubs me the wrong way. And honestly, I feel like that whole like being romantic kind of stuff, I feel like that might have been his tactic to help Drew forget about the whole assistant thing. So it may not, as soon as she brought it up, how quickly he switched into being like, this is why I don't like to do nothing for you. So basically, you didn't do it out of a reason to reconnect with her and be like, let's fix this. You were just trying to distract her from really getting in your behind about having this assistant say she gonna give you a massage and you not deading it.
yeah, yeah. It, I mean, just the way he talked to her, then he walked out on her. And but you know what? I think you're absolutely right. She can't because she feels she even said it at the dinner table, right? She said, I feel like I'm walking on eggshells pretty much. I feel
Mm-hmm.
like I can't even say anything to you because I just can't talk to you. So you're right. Probably around the camera is her only time where she could say something, but he doesn't care. He crushes her. And I'm like, yo, you don't even care how you look to the people. He
Yeah,
doesn't give a crap.
he
He's just like,
doesn't.
whatever.
I'm like, this is where I miss Greg Leaks, because Greg was like, even though him and Needy may have had his situation, he always knew how to carry himself and even respect Needy during their conflict. And I'm just looking like, maybe hopefully with Sanya's husband, we might see a little bit of that come back, where there's a stand-up guy on the show, but he's giving me very much, excuse my French, bitch assness. Like, he's very much Patricia on the
Yes.
show.
Yes, I agree with you. And you're right. We need that Greg Leaks back, but I don't think is going to be there, because Todd is Todd, right? And
Yeah.
although Todd is the older one in the group now, right? He's 50 or whatever the case may be. He's still not, he doesn't have that type of maturity, right? To give them, because he really didn't even help Ralph when Ralph was telling him about this assistant. Like, he didn't even say anything.
Cause he was full of crap too. That's why he's like, bruh, like, what you. I think that was a moment where they were trying to like call him to the carpet, like, you're out of line. Like, how do you think this is acceptable? Even when Drew said early in this episode, she said, if you found someone in my text messages saying the exact same thing, you would have a major, major problem. Even I heard someone earlier today said that Ralph went to school of, rest in heaven, Kevin Samuels. Like, the way he talks to Drew and how she's like, she needs to know how to talk to a man. I'm like, sir, you have not shown us once you know how to talk to Drew when things do not go your way.
I forgot about that. He gonna call the counselor so she can learn how to talk to men. Yo, that dude right there had me ready to jump through my TV. I'm like, is he serious?
I would have flipped the table at the dinner. I'll be like, screw your dinner, all this expensive stuff. You want to cut up? I can cut up worse than you. Try me.
Yeah, we could get this on. We could get this popping. I was like, is he serious right now? And he was dead serious. He was like, you need to learn how to talk to a man. Dude, you got an assistant. You said you fired her, but for whatever reason, you still got to talk to her. Then he want to act like, because this woman is 50.
What that got to do with anything?
Exactly. I would like to meet Mr. Brown and ask him, what is the problem with a 50-year-old woman? I'm 50 and proud and feel wonderful. He better hope he witnesses 50 years.
Oh, she look good. Sis, your skin is on fleek.
Yes. Can I tell you something? I think that was just his distraction technique, to try to act like, why would I want her? She 50. We just friends. When I was born, she was 12. Ralph, stop it. He's a mess. Ralph gets worse late in the season.
Oh, wow.
Like, how can he get any worse than he currently is? All I can say is good luck to Drew. That he ruined a nice dinner date with his wife. He most certainly did. Like, you could see your wife is in pain, and you don't even give a crap. You talking about, that's why I don't do nothing nice for you. I was like, oh my God, Nita, thank you so much for the super sticker. I really appreciate it. Love you, dear. I've been married for over 30 years, so I feel both of you guys. I wish.
Like, and this is, and honestly, I'll say this with me personally, like, this is why when you get on these reality shows, you have to make sure your relationship is rock solid or is able to endure the scrutiny that comes with it, because everything is amplified and everyone has an opinion on what is going on in your relationship. And even though some people might be correct, you also want to be there to kind of defend your partner, be like, okay, let's work this out. But I feel like there was infidelity before the marriage, like even before the Tampa trip. And Drew felt like, okay, I can let it slide, but it's just like, sis, like, honestly, I see them getting separated and divorced within the next 2 to 3 seasons, unfortunately.
I do too. I think she really needed the money, or they needed the money, right? So they came on the show. And I think when they came on, they was on shaky ground. I also think that Drew is not, I don't want her to lose her job, but I also think she's not reality TV ready in a sense, right? She doesn't know how to navigate with these girls. She is going to need a little bit of help with the dressing. She did look tragic. I hate to say this, and I like Drew, but she looked tragic at Marlo's event.
Yeah, with the French roll. Yeah,
it wasn't a good look. And you can't again do this program, drop it with Drew, and
if you can't pick it back up yourself,
right.
Like if you gonna call it drop it by a Drew, you gotta make sure you know how to bring your own up as well, because people gonna be looking at you like, sis, this is very like reminiscent of Phaedra and like the whole donkey booty. It's like, no sis, like,
Oh, that wasn't that hilarious? Yes, exactly,
but Phaedra was
exactly.
entertaining, so you can live with it being bad because she made it good with like the charisma that she had.
Right, right. And speaking of that, Sanya is in like tip top shape. If anybody could do a program,
I won't listen to
having them do
her.
exactly, exactly. So now, what do you think about Sheree coming back? I can't wait till they introduce us to Tyrone. Like Tyrone, we get some Tyrone scenes because, like you
Mhm.
said, like right now it's kind of like
It's in the
it's not
slow cooker right now.
yes, it's in the slow cooker. It's in the slow cooker right now. So I'm waiting to see when Tyrone comes up there. And how are you feeling about Todd and Kandi and that Todd's name is not on this house?
Who, I mean, just like you were saying, like Todd is basically the help in his own marriage. I hate to say it
Yeah,
like that, but it's just like he knew who he was dating, but also Kenny knew who he was when they first met. So I don't feel like it's fair that he's almost like second fiddle in his relationship, because I believe that Candy would choose her mama over Todd if it really came down to it. Marriage
100%.
vows, kids, and all.
Yep.
I honestly I feel like, yeah, I feel like, but then again, I'm like, I do feel like he should be on the date at this point. I think they've been married to 10 years, and to like go back, I think she bought the house at the same time her and Todd started dating. So like I think that if you go back to season 5 of Housewives, like they were talking about moving into each other. So like she got the house right around when they're starting to take their relationship seriously. And she was actually staying with him. And she's like, come move in with me. So I thought that would have been, I guess, a nice gesture for her to be like, okay, since we're living together, maybe we should like, share in the deed and like and build the house the way we wanted to. But um even with that, I feel like Candy needs to like really like maybe slow down on the jobs. Like, sis, the money's not going anywhere. You're smart with your money. You don't blow it frivolously like everyone else or try to be like a label person. I think you
Mhm.
need to put your family first, because what may happen, I don't know if you watch Married to Medicine, she may be in a Jackie Curtis situation where Todd may step out
Mhm.
on her, and then it's a whole thing like you look like boo boo the fool. But it's like the man basically watches your kids, all 4 of the kids, sometimes by himself. I wouldn't put it past him. Riley has even said you're an absent mom at times, which is like kind of like telling when your own daughter's like, you're not even here when I need you, in a sense.
Right, right. I think that okay, so when these men get on these reality shows, I think period point blank anyway that people, some females, they come in men's DMs. Okay, listen, they shoot their shot, they do whatever. But I think when these men come on these reality shows, no matter what they look like, I think the women come fast and furious. And I think that people probably came for Ralph even before. I
Mm-hmm.
really do. But I think they're coming even more now. He definitely has a big head. He's arrogant to say the least. And like somebody said, he always seems to talk down to Drew. And I think Drew, it got to be a self-esteem issue part of it. Like she acts as if like this is it. I can't do anything without Ralph. She
Mm-hmm.
even said he has me in like the tumble dry. He gaslights her, and she just sits there. It should be called "Stop It Right Now" with Drew. He knows what he signed up for. Are you talking about Todd?
Mm-hmm.
That Todd knows what he signed up for? I think Todd truly loved Kandi, and sometimes you sign up for something, but you don't, either you
Read the
think it's
fine
not going
terms
to.
and conditions.
Right. You may not think, okay, it's going to be that bad. But he should have known the way that Mama Joyce was to him at the beginning, what he was getting himself into. How is she going
Ooh.
to get mad at Todd for taking a break but going on vacation? He needs a break too, LOL. Because like Smoke said, Todd is like the help that sleeps with Kandi and gave Kandi her 2 kids that she wanted,
And gets
and
an
that's it.
allowance.
gets allowance. Kandi treats Charles like yes, she does. She really does. That's because they're popularity now and money. Yeah, I really think these men, they get a lot of people in their DMs, and either you are the type of person where you're just going to be faithful and you're going to ignore those DMs, or know at least how to navigate them. I think not Todd. I mean Ralph. I think Ralph answers the call. I think he answers the call. And for him to really think in his head that nothing was wrong with not stopping this woman, the woman, hey, good boy.
Good boy.
Hey.
Good boy.
I think the woman can, somebody can send you a DM like that, but I think it's up to the married man to stop them and say, you know what? I'm married. We have a working relationship. You're being disrespectful. Don't do that again because I have a wife. So Todd Lottery, he goes on vacation every week.
He sure
And
did.
he has his Jersey condo now. He has his Jersey condo now, so he's good. But I really think he's holding on to that condo because it's his sense of I have something. And I think he also feels like too, he said it before, like if it's over, he has to get out that house, and where would he go? So
that's what I was about to say, because I'm looking like that's probably like his plan B in case Mama Joyce and Aunt Bertha and Aunt Nora come and like sell his stuff in the yard sale and be like, you can't stay here no more.
Oh my God. So I mean, like I said, somebody said too, I missed the comment earlier where they said, yeah, we saw Drew's butt cheek in that dress. But they did try. Is Ralph from New York? Drew seems like a Southern woman and docile. Someone from New York would have told him off. I'm from Brooklyn, and I know my tolerance in mouth would hurt his feelings. Girl, me and you both would have had a whole situation up inside that house or at that dinner and everything. He got a mouth on him.
Let me see where he is, where he's from, because he does give me like F-boy tendencies. He might be from the East Coast, like from where, like the tri-state area.
Yeah, and Kandi has the right man from the Bronx. Yeah, I think Todd is feeling like
he's from New Brunswick.
Wait, who is?
Ralph is. He's from New Brunswick, New Jersey.
Is he?
Yes. I was like,
you know what? He did say something about going to Rutgers. I forgot about that. But remember, he kind of toned down that story of Rutgers, because remember at first they was talking about a football player,
and he was on the bench the whole 2 years.
Yes. Oh my God! How old is he? Now I'm gonna ask people, do they know him?
I would say he's probably Drew's probably in her mid-30s, so I want to say he's probably in the same. Let me see.
Oh, we're going to have to do some investigating. I know people that went to Rutgers. Yes, Kandi prenup says that Todd has to be out in 30 days. That right there is so mean and nasty. I think Kandi wants him to get rid of it because those kids were more likely to
go to him.
With Kandi's schedule. But you know what though? If they're doing all the things in the city, hey, Andrea, thank you for coming by. If they're doing all of these things in the city, it would be easier for them because Kandi is about saving her money. Just after you do it and you have to do things in the city, cross over the bridge and you stay in his little condo apartment in Jersey. That's all. Right. Kenya is your favorite. I like Kenya.
I like her this season. She's a lot lighter. She's not as messy yet. Well, actually, no, she was messy at Marlo's bench. She didn't have to do all that.
She was a little messy. She's doing light mess. Yeah. Well, you know what? She's carrying some bones. Because remember, she came and told Sheree that Drew was talking about they share the same assistant and that you don't pay your assistant. Drew was going to try to tell her. She just did it first.
I didn't like the way she relayed that because it's like it made it seem like Drew was talking about Sheree when actually she's like, listen, this is what I'm getting. And even she told Kenya, like, okay, let me have a conversation with Sheree. And so Kenya conveniently left that part out to be like, hey, she's going to reach out to you to discuss that.
Yeah, she did. She was messy. Okay, so he's 38. Okay, that's right. Rutgers, he's from New Brunswick. I got to ask around now. I forgot. Okay, because I'm from Jersey. Well, I live in Jersey now.
Me too.
From New York.
I'm in Jersey too. That's why I'm like, we need to hook up offline. We'll go out to eat afterwards and be shady and messy, have a good time.
I mean, definitely well. Yes, I'm from Jamaica. We're gonna have to investigate this Ralph thing in Rutgers.
Oh my
Um,
gosh.
so right at yep, it was mentioned that he went to Rutgers and he sat on the bench for Rutgers football. Ralph is 37-38 from what he mentioned the other night. Yeah, Ralph is a whole hot mess, and we gonna find out some information. And she and Drew had to tell him, like, listen, you on TV, so don't be lying about this Rutgers thing in your football.
I
Um,
know.
yeah, I don't think so, Diva. So she's being honest. If we don't work out, you have 30.
Days. Diva, you're on mute.
You have 30 to get your see, you know what? Let me tell you something. I would not do that to my husband. And I think so many women would be very upset if this was flipped. If a man was doing it to the female. I wouldn't do it to my husband. And my thing is, if you decide to marry someone that you know does not have the same earning potential than you, then you should share. Like, if you're not going to share, if you wanted somebody that really have money, then you wait and you marry somebody that has money. He didn't even play. He was a bench woman. I know.
But here's the thing with that, Diva. I think the reason why she ended up with Todd is if she was with someone who was in the same, let's say, tax bracket as her, he would not be dealing with half of the crap that she gives to Todd. And
He
she
would
knows
not.
that.
Yep, she does. And they wouldn't, to be very honest, they wouldn't be dealing with that mother either. When that mother would have been ran in her mouth, she would have might have got a mouthful from somebody else. Todd was very kind to her for the way initially Mama Joyce was treating him. She seemed to have calmed down now. I was surprised when Todd signed it. I was actually shocked when Todd signed it too, because at first he was acting like he wasn't. And she really punked him. I cringed at that moment because I'm like, all right, you already got Bravo cameras watching. You had to
Before the
send
wedding, before their wedding.
before their wedding. You had to send your lawyer with another camera for him to tape it. But I'm thinking at the end of the day, half of these people fight those prenups anyway. But still, Diva, the men do this to us women all the time. But remember, what is it? The Real Housewives of Potomac. What is her name that's getting a divorce now?
Ashley.
Ashley got what was hers. But because you see, but everybody was kicking sand, right? So that, but I'm just saying that I do believe Simon did it to Fallon. So Fallon, you're right. Fallon didn't get anything.
Yeah.
He did. He did.
Simon pulled a Diary Mad Black Woman. He's like pulled her out and then put Portia in and had all new clothes and everything waiting.
He sure did. He sure did. And Portia rolled right into it. You know what though? I wonder how they're gonna do. I don't know, Diva. My friend's husband cheated on her. He only got 24 hours. He only got 24 hours to get out. My friend is the one with the money. Oh,
Amen,
so I guess so.
Yes, sis. Do it. Get your money. She's like, I'm the breadwinner. I'm the one in charge here. You get out when I say get out.
All right, I guess I gotta learn a little something here. All right. I really still don't feel I could do my husband that way. Listen, I don't want nobody coming taking my money or nothing, but I wouldn't want the person to feel, I don't know, less than. See, Times will always tell the truth. Remember when Kandi was crying to Mama Joyce in season 6 saying Ty helped her out, helped her, but that house, Todd ain't paying nothing for. I do remember that. She's saying Todd helped pay the bills, and Mama Joyce was like, he don't pay nothing. I do remember that. I do remember that. Now that Portia's gone, Kenya is the prettiest and she loves it. Kenya, she looked really nice when she went to Sheree's house the other day. And Sheree is actually beautiful too. Sheree, I'm telling you, her daughter to me, they look like they could be sisters. I'll put it that way. Kandi should have hooked up with one of T.I. friends and low vibrational and classes rapper because a millionaire with class wouldn't give her a second thought. Oh my
God. The shade.
Woohoo! Look at Mary J. Well, yeah,
Mary J and Can Do.
Okay, y'all got me. I'm giving in a little bit. You're right. He took her money. But I feel Todd truly loves Kandi. I just found out some tea for this season of Salt Lake City just now. What's up, DM Rocks? And listen, what is Salt Lake City going to be without Crazy Mary?
Nothing.
It's like, do they have anybody left that really has a storyline that we're going to be interested in and watch? But you got to tell us the tea. Kenya said that the female assistant told you that Anthony was telling all of Sheree business. Yes. Kenya didn't say Drew said those things about Sheree. Remember, Drew had 4 assistants. I think Drew's doing the most with these 4 assistants. I don't think she has money like that. But Kenya did spin it. Kenya did spin it like, I don't
Drew
know.
was being messy with Kandi, and then Kandi
Yes.
told Kenya.
Yes. Look at Michael Strahan. Crazy K, what do you mean?
He was married to a white woman and she took him to the cleaners.
You know what? She did. So I mean, I'm not saying don't have no prenup. I'm just saying don't do your spouse dirty. That's all I'm saying. Me too, Diva. But you never know about Todd. I know Whitney and Heather are apparently at odds. But wasn't they at odds towards the end of this last season? I started watching Salt Lake City, I think, for because Canelo said watch it. So I was kind of new to the drama with Salt Lake City. But thanks for that info. I'm gonna be watching. But so many, like, it's like everything is going on at the same time because I want to say something else is about to start next week.
This year 2022, the summer, we all gonna be busy because I think it's Atlanta started, then it's gonna be Potomac that comes, I think, next, and I think Married to Mess. Atlanta, Married to Medicine, and then Potomac. So like literally, we're gonna be, like YouTube.
It's like back to back, right?
Yeah.
I don't think Todd loves Kandi. I'm sorry, I just don't see it. Her and her family embarrass him every time they get in front of the camera.
They do.
He said he had to do it. If he had to do it over, he wouldn't. Oh my God, I missed that. You serious, Gabor? Oh my God.
I think so, because I think I think that was the season they got married. We're about to get married, and they were like going through counseling because Mama Joyce was just on a tear and trying to find any little thing to break them apart.
Oh my God. And so you said they're in counseling, Gabor? Well, they need counseling. Oh, they were. They need counseling. Oh, when that happened when they were in counseling. Yeah. I ain't signing a prenup, and I better be in the will. Well, you know what? Let me tell you this. Let me tell you how I would sign a prenup. I would sign a prenup if I met someone now and they had a ton of money. I would sign a prenup because I want to let them know, like, I'm not here to try to take your money, right? But, you know, I was with someone and we was together for over 20 years. And we started out where we both had 0. And then, you know, we made it was a lot of trust because we was together when we both had nothing. You kind of see what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah. So it was a lot of trust there because we knew each other when we were sharing. We would go to the diner and share food. So
that's love.
Right. Because we had no money. So we would buy one meal, maybe buy appetizer, and you know, we would share the meal. So to me, when you meet somebody where you're both starting from ground zero, it's different than if you meet somebody and one person has all of this money and the other person doesn't, right? You want to make sure you're protecting yourself.
I would have a separate.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead. I was about to say, if I'm ever with someone, I'm keeping my finances separate. We'll probably have our own separate accounts and then have a joint account for all the house bills and stuff. But I ain't sharing my checking, nor my savings, nor my investments with nobody.
Ooh, that's messy. I guess, you know, that's a conversation we got for another day. See, too, I didn't pay for anything. So like my money was my money. And you know, and then he would give me money too. So Basketball Wives start next Monday. I stopped watching Basketball Wives because it got to be too much for me. It was like every time I turned around, they were fighting. I stopped watching Basketball Wives a long time ago when they kind of got mad with Tammy and
That was
they
messy and so messed up.
yeah, that's when I really stopped watching when it was like I felt like they wanted her off the show and they were saying stuff about her. They were saying that she really wasn't a diabetic because if I'm not mistaken, I think she was saying she was a diabetic. That's why she was getting so tiny. And they
Mm-hmm.
were trying to say that she wasn't, and they was trying to accuse her of other stuff. Like I stopped watching because I felt like everybody was gaining up against her.
Shawnee too. Shawnee chose Evelyn over her, and I was like, I'm like, Tammy, you should have known from the way Shawnee will literally go put herself on the rails for Evelyn that she was not going to be your friend.
Yep. And I literally stopped watching. I never watched Salt Lake. I like Atlanta, Beverly Hills, OC, and Miami. Yes. So I watched again Salt Lake because of Canelo. I love Atlanta. I watched Beverly Hills. OC, I could miss it or watch it. I wasn't dedicated to it, but I didn't like, and I didn't even watch this whole season, but I didn't like, her name is Heather, right? The one with
Mm-hmm.
like Uber money. I thought she was so condescending. I couldn't take her, but she has a beautiful home too. Their houses, forget about it. It's ridiculous. In Miami, I never watched.
Me neither. Honestly, I've only watched like kind of just the black or people of color shows on Bravo. I mean, Beverly Hills I've gotten to recently because I'm like, oh, these are some messy white woman stuff, so I can deal
Right.
with that.
Yeah. When Todd married Kandi, he married Mama Joyce too. Well, he sure did. But like I said, she seems to be calming down, but we're not seeing her. I don't know how much we're going to see her on Atlanta, me and that now they have Kandi in the game.
Oh no, you didn't watch the trailer? She reappears to start some mess this season with Todd
Oh,
again.
oh my God, he can't catch a break. She wants
No.
she wants Kandi to be single like she is. She's gonna mess around and Candy's gonna be single with them two kids. And then she really not gonna be able to do nothing because where the kids gonna be at. Ralph seems creepy to me. When Drew was talking to Kandi and Sanya and trying to tell him about his assistant, Ralph walked in on them. He's too creepy to me.
You remember he has all those cameras in the house, so he probably had the audio on. He's like, let me come break this conversation up real quick.
I know. And he was like, y'all talking about me? Mama Joyce is jealous because she thinks he's cutting into her pot.
He
Yeah.
is. He's cutting into her money.
Well, listen, they saw that. She got an airtight, she got that money. Candy's not gonna let nothing happen to her money. I agree, good boy. He and Candy seem like co-workers slash
Yep.
friends.
Yep.
Oh my God.
Yep. Yep.
But y'all don't think he loves her like at
Heck no,
first?
Diva. I mean,
Oh
probably
my
Diva. He
God.
like her
Don't do that.
money. He sees the green and the ka-ching, ka-ching, ka-ching.
Who
He is
Todd?
yes, he is focused because I don't think like is there a clause in the prenup that says he can't get child support for the children? Because let's say if they do end up getting separated or divorced, he has a great case for being like, well, she's never around. She's always working all about, and I'm the one that's the main caretaker for the children, making sure that they're going to school, they're fed, and they're well taken care of. So if he wanted to, he could still get his money through the kids.
He could. It would be interesting. And Kobe, you're right. Tammy was a bully. She was a bully.
But them
But the
girls
way
asked for it. They girls asked for it. They tried Tammy. She said, don't put your hand up when I'm talking.
oh my God. And Ralph is sneaky. Remember he took a trip to Florida and didn't tell Drew. Yes, I don't see anything good intentions from Ralph. Yes, folks, Todd is focused. See,
See?
y'all doing Todd wrong. Come on, Diva. Didn't Tammy take Keisha's purse and dared to take it back? Yeah, dared her to take it back. She did. Come on now, Kobe.
I
But
didn't
you
like her
wanted to
that
bring all that
season.
up.
I didn't like her that season. I was looking like, now, Tammy, you know this little light-skinned girl ain't gonna fight you like that. Come
Yeah,
on.
she was being a bully then. She was. What is so bad about Candy that Todd can't actually love her? See, I'm on your side. I feel like Todd loves her. I really do. Todd ain't doing nothing with them children. The nannies do all that. They probably don't even know Todd. Oh, don't do that, man. Don't
Ooh.
do that. Remember the scene where Candy was, I think she was in New York or she was doing that,
The
whatever
shy,
that
the
show was.
shy, the
The
shy.
Shy. And remember the little
Ace.
one, he broke my heart when he was crying because he wanted mommy. No, Todd is doing his thing, Mims. Don't do that.
Don't disrespect Daddy Daycare.
Don't disrespect Daddy Daycare. He's doing his thing. But I mean, I think I can't wait till the season picks up. Not nice, Mims. I can't wait till it picks up, but I do like this soft entry. Like you said, it's kind of like did you say the pressure cooker?
Yeah.
I do like this soft entry. Again, I love, love, love Sheree's house. I would love to see that house in person. And I'm glad to see that it seems like she's actually living in it. Because, with so many rumors, it was so many rumors that she was not living there because she couldn't afford to keep the lights on or whatever. But I'm actually glad to see that she's living in it. Tammy was a bully when she hung with Shawnee, and so I didn't feel bad for her in the end. You seen Marlo had her wearing. Yes, I did. After what Jen said about how she left that dress from the stylist.
Oh yeah, she said she left the stain on the dress and gave it back to a stylist.
Oh, you know what? At first, I wasn't understanding. Marlo's business either, because I'm just like, yeah, I was like, why would you rent the clothes for that much money per day, and you could probably just go buy them for as much as she was saying? But I mean, I guess
because people are, I guess, not into fashion like Marlo, so I can see it being a thing, but I feel like it's a niche market, and anything, it would have to be for the really, really rich in Atlanta or the really, really wealthy in either New York or LA who would utilize her services for, oh, I need a dress for an event for my husband's like thing, and then like getting them over and charging them that price. That's where it would work. But like as far as like introducing it to Atlanta, yes, maybe so, but I think what she wants to do, like I can see her being like a costume designer or a stylist on like a movie or television. So I definitely think she would be good for that.
Oh, I think so too. She has a lot of style with her too. She's pretty good, and I just, like I said before, I love the way that she's helping and kind of taking care of the nephews. And I'll close out with this. The whole Wendy Williams thing is super sad. It's just super sad. It's sad that because Wendy Williams is not that old. Like, I'm 52. I think
she's in her 60s, right?
No, I don't think she's 60 yet. I think she might be 56, 57. Okay. I think she's that range, but to be what I'm gonna say that young, like she didn't, you know what I mean, and not in your right state of mind like that.
She's 57.
She's 57.
Mm-hmm.
It's sad to see. I think that I'm gonna do. You know what, Smoke? We could probably go together. I think so. The Marlos of the world would spend their rent money to rent a
That's true. Come on, Mims. Because actually, I learned about that too. These people you be seeing on social media that be in these high rises with these sky views, they rent out these Airbnbs. They take pictures, change their clothes to make it seem like they're living there. I'm like, well, damn, I thought I was struggling real bad, but y'all be fronting for nothing.
Yeah. And I'm like, is it worth it? People be dead serious with that. But I'm well, she is gonna keep Sherry Shepherd is gonna keep that Wendy Williams studio, but I'm definitely gonna get tickets for September.
You wanna go?
We gonna go. We gotta go.
You have IG. Let me find you on IG.
Yeah. Hit me up on IG. We gonna go. And I was thinking they put the tickets out, I think in August for September. We're gonna go see what Sherry doing up in there in the building. But you know who else is coming? But I don't know if she's coming to New York. Good boy, you could come. We're gonna go. We can make this a little trip.
Yes, come over, good boy.
So I don't know if what is her name? What's the singer? What? Because she's coming out. But she's having Jennifer Hudson. But I don't know if her show is going to be in New York. Now I will say this: I went to what's his name with all the kids. It's late for me, y'all. I'm tired. Nick Cannon. I went to
got you, sis.
Thank you, boo. So I went to the Nick Cannon show. He was at that old 106 in Park studio.
in Times Square?
No. In Harlem. He was at the 106 in Park in Harlem studio. Remember that show,
Oh.
106? Do you know that show?
Yeah, I grew up with that diva. I'm not that old.
No. I'm thinking you young, babe. I'm not old. I don't think you. I'm thinking you young. So that's why I said, do you know that show? So 106 in Park. He's at that studio. He was at that studio. So it's a shame that his show didn't get renewed because he was at the 106 in Park studio. Because I went to his show and then I went to I forgot what restaurant I went out to in Harlem that it was really good. Like we went there
Sylvia?
after. No, it wasn't Sylvia's. There's one, there's another one that is way better than Sylvia's because Sylvia's was sold. The family
Really?
doesn't own, yeah, this family doesn't own it anymore at all.
Oh
When I
no.
think Amy Roof's, I went there to Amy Roof's, and their food is really, really good. So I went to Amy Roof's and I went to his show. Let me know what day and I'll catch a fight. So good boy, we're gonna figure this out because I really believe they put the tickets out in August, but they only show you, sometimes they show the whole month and sometimes they don't, but we're going to make this work.
Yes.
They gave Kelly Clarkson a show now. Jennifer want one. She going to sing us to death. Oh my God,
But
listen.
that's
To
the only way
Jennifer,
it will work, though. I'm like, if Jennifer Hudson is singing in her highest octave the whole show during the interview, I'm with it. I'll watch.
well, we got to see. Sometimes in late July. Charm CC said sometimes they put out the tickets in late July. So we got to keep our eye out for it. So we're gonna do a trip. We're gonna go see what Sherry's talking about on this set and what
How
they
you doing?
how you doing and what they and how they change it up for her and change up the format and all of that stuff. We're gonna go check out yes, we're gonna go check out Miss Sherry Shepard when she comes through. But I am feeling bad for Wendy. She does need help. I think whoever's around her, they just want to take her money. And it's super sad to see her end this way, right?
It is, but I know you might hate me for this, Diva, but it's just like when you dish out dirt the way she did, especially how she did Whitney Houston in her time of struggle.
That's
It's
true.
like you gotta
That's true.
be very careful what you say and what you put out there because it can easily come to visit you twice as hard. And that's
Yeah.
unfortunately that's what she's going through. Like I want her to be like healthy, like get that together, but it's like you made all these causes and it's like cause and effect is a very strict universal law. So it's like you get back what you put out there, unfortunately.
Have fun. I love to see you and Good Boy Diva. You're all my favorites. Oh,
Oh.
thank you. Aaliyah to smoke.
And
All right, guys. Well, listen, thank you for coming through. I'll be
Diva,
back.
before you
Yes,
go, did you see
yes.
that picture of Jesse Williams?
No. What do I have to Google it?
No, I mean that's why I'm trying to find you on IG because I took a screenshot before it got deleted on Twitter. But baby, he is serving
Oh,
us big boy things on Broadway.
really?
Yes.
Okay, you gotta send it on IG. I'm under let me see. You gotta help me when we meet up. You gotta help me with my technology. But on let me see. I'm Gray Diva on
Is it Gray Hair Diva?
Gray Hair Diva.
Gray haired.
I got a white dress on. That my picture there.
Dang.
Let me see. I don't even know how to do my thing. Isn't
I'm
this
gonna
terrible?
put mine in the private chat and let you find me.
Okay, do that, and I'm gonna try to find you. But yeah, you should see the Gray Hair Diva. But but we gotta connect. Bye, guys. Thank you. And listen,
Bye.
I'll be back next week with on Saturday I do Love and Marriage Huntsville, and then I guess I'll wait till Mondays and we'll do Atlanta. But thanks, guys, for stopping by. I really had fun with y'all. Smoke, Gabor, don't stand on some Gabor. You better get on that flight. Because
Better
I'm gonna get
come
the
play with
tickets.
us. Come
They'll
play
play
with
with us.
us.
I'm gonna get the tickets and tell you ahead of time. We're gonna go see Sherry Shepard so that we can report back on her show. We want to be. We probably the first one of the first shows will probably be good. They may give away a lot of stuff too, so we gotta go check her
Ooh.
out. Yep. So all right, guys. Thank you, and I'll
All right.
see you next time. Have a good night.
Have a good night.
Wait, stay smoke. Oh, you left. Okay, that's all right.